Hello, beautiful. Whoa. Let's do it again. Hello, beautiful people. I've tried to record this video 3 times today. I've either had the budgies going crazy or the dog coughing her guts up because she's got a cold. So it's just crazy. I just want to make the video. And then someone called me while I was doing the last video. All right, so I want to talk about the XT30 and my long-term review. 7 years. I've had this for 7 years. It came out in 2019 and it's been my main camera for the last 7 years. I still got my XT2, my X100S and my Lumix camera, and now I got the Nikon back, Nikon D80. But yeah, I've used this for professional work. I've won awards with this camera, so I love this camera. And the thing is, I'm so used to it, and I know everything about it, everything, all its problems, all its little quirks. So yeah, let's go through the camera itself, just for what I want to show you. Now I live in Chengdu and it's very humid in the summer, so I'll go through what's happened to the body first. I've got this little cage on it that has a grip. This changed everything. I'm being honest, this is the best accessory I bought. You can put it onto a rig. It's got here, thing like that. Obviously you can put it onto your tripod, but this did make a big difference, especially for the grip. So I'm just going to take it off because I just want to show you. Oh, so before I put this grip on, you can see the paintwork is starts to come off, the silver paintwork. Also around the edges here, you can see the paintwork. That's just through rubbing in the bag and stuff. All here. Other problems with the body is this faux leather stuff. The QQ area is raised on this camera. The Q area is raised, and as you can see, that bit has totally fallen off. It fell off while I was in a forest somewhere, and I just couldn't find it. The front leather bit fell off the other day. Now I've re-glued these leather pieces 3 times, and the problem with you can see here, just up here, the problem when it's in a humid environment, this fake leather expands and then the glue comes off. So this one, I've actually had to cut it. I've actually slimmed it down to fit it back on. I haven't put it back on yet, but I need to put it back on today. So I've actually had to cut it down because it's expanded in the humidity. So yeah, they're always coming off. And for some reason here in China, the replacements for this fake leather, it's really expensive. I don't know why. So you can see here, it's all bulging up. So that's why, another reason for the grip. It totally covers that bit there. And to be honest, I don't think I could live without this grip now because it's so much better. Only a couple of pounds on Chinese Taobao. What else? The Q button. I don't use it for the Q menu. I use this as my back button focus. So I've got a good grip there, and then I'm not going to here to do it. So I can just do it on the Q, because I don't use the Q menu. So I just use that for back button focus. What else? Oh, the joystick. Like on a PS5 or a Nintendo Switch, you can get stick drift with these. So sometime a while back, maybe a year ago, I turned the camera on and the focus square was just moving on its own. So I got the WD-40 the spray, contact spray, not WD-40, but the WD-40 electric contact spray, and I just sprayed here. I also sprayed the on and off switch because it started to get a bit tight. So yeah, if that happens, if you get drift with this, get the contact spray. I actually don't mind the joystick. Some people prefer the XT30 because of the joystick. Apart from that, you can get a lot of junk behind the screen if you don't keep it clean. What else can I talk about? The body. Oh, the battery. The internal battery has started to go if I don't keep a battery in it and keep it charged. If I take a battery out and leave it for maybe a week, all my settings have gone. So what I do is I save all my settings on the Fujifilm app. Bear in mind, the previous app was the worst app in the history of apps. So I save all my settings on here. And if I have that power problem, it's okay. I can connect to the Bluetooth and reinstall my settings. Now another way your settings can be wiped out is sometimes you might be out, you might be shooting some landscapes and you're down to the red bar, but you keep going and then your battery just goes, just no power, camera turns off. Previously, I've done this twice. I've just opened the battery and slipped the battery out and put a new battery in, but I didn't turn the power switch off. When you do that, if you don't turn the power switch off, your settings will disappear. So if your battery runs out of power while you're out shooting, remember to turn it off when you change the battery, because that's the biggest mistake I made, and I've done it twice. And when you're outside on a mountain and I didn't have phone connection, I couldn't connect to the network, I couldn't upload my settings. So yeah, be careful with that. What else? The one card slot, it's never been an issue for me. I've never had a card fail, so I've never had a problem with that. I'm always in manual focus, but I use the back button to nail it. So I never really use continuous. I never use S unless I give it to someone else. I use one of the advanced settings. I actually, because it's right next to S, so I always have the miniature one on. Sometimes I've found out that if you've got miniature setting on and you're focusing on one building or one piece of landscape, it could nail the focus better than you. I know it sounds weird, but it's really responsive. I don't know why. So yeah, I use that sometimes. I use that one advanced setting. Also, with that advanced setting, you can it shoots in JPEG, but if you're in RAW, it will also keep the RAW file. So because I always shoot in RAW, so it'll come up as a JPEG on your camera, but when you put it on your iPad or on your computer, there'll be two files for that one picture. There'll be a JPEG and a RAW, so you don't have to make any changes for that. And that's the miniature setting. I don't do much video on it, to be honest. I never really use the panorama. I don't really use the Fujifilm, the looks, the simulations. Uh, I, I just shoot in normal mode. Sometimes maybe I do the editing on my iPad. I can get all the looks, and also sometimes I use the RAW Studio on my computer. So I just plug it in, and then I can choose the film simulations on my computer. So yeah, I'm mostly shooting in Velvia. Is it Velvia? Yes, Velvia. But I'm in RAW anyway, so sorry, Provia. What else can I tell you? Never use sepia. I don't know why sepia is on cameras. Can someone tell me why? I just think that's a waste. For people into film simulations, it's such a waste, huh? Why did Fuji do that? I don't know. Apart from that, I never missed the XT20. I know some people love it, prefer it over the XT30, but I prefer the XT30. I put my exposure on C, and I use this front dial to control my exposure. That's it basically, and I use the back dial for the ISO aperture on my lens. So yeah, 7 years, it's done me well. I mean, I know the ins and outs of this camera. I know everything about it. But yeah, 7 years, and to be honest, the only thing that bugs me a little bit is the viewfinder. You know, it's not the latest viewfinder in the world, but I can live with it. It's better than the one on my Lumix GX85. So yeah, if you've got any questions about the XT30, please just send me a message. Okay, that's like my long-term review. I need to go and glue this back on now.